Dear Mr. North, it's hard to sum up the level of appreciation I and many others have for you. Aside from being an incredible chemistry teacher, you are well loved as a person for your friendliness, quirkiness, understanding nature, and several other qualities that give proof to the dedication you put towards ensuring that those who come in contact with you feel loved, supported, and a bit happier with life.
You've impacted the lives of so many in the simplest yet most resounding ways. And these people are not just limited to those you have had in class. So I wanted to give you a small idea of the little things you do that make people appreciate knowing you and having you as a person who they can not only learn from, but someone they can rely on and call a friend. Here are some things students, past and present, wanted you to hear, ranging from attributes and qualities people valued to moments and memories that have contributed to an overwhelmingly common sentiment that you're one of the most regarded and loved adults in this school. Thanks for being such an amazing retreat leader. You made the experience so much better by always supporting the rest of the group and me. Always thank you for always making me laugh because you're absolutely hilarious. Emily Kaufman. Thanks for being so patient with me when I did not understand a subject. Tell me how to persevere through subjects that I struggle with. A patient, funny, and understanding teacher like you is hard to find. Allison Colville. Thanks, Mr. North, for always being you. Having you as a teacher again was the only reason I took AP Chem last year. Your personality is one of the best around and is one of the things that make you a great person. I'll miss having you as a teacher. Alex Rubel.
Thanks for always being a glass half full kind of guy. Even in what seemed to be some of the worst or most boring days, you still managed to bring life and smiles to every person in our class. I don't know how a person manages to make a class like chemistry to be just as fun and entertaining as a sporting event. Only someone with witty comments and a great personality like Benjamin Carl North can manage to do such a thing. It was an honor to have you for 2 years while attending Roncalli. I wish you the best, and maybe you'll get to teach my brother one day. Who knows? He tends to be quite the clown. Zach Baum. Mr. North, I just want to let you know that you have had a huge impact on my life, not just in the classroom, but on the person I strive to be. Your constant optimism and humor is something I hope to emulate in my own life. When I think of a teacher that obviously cares about his students, you are the first one that comes to mind. I always feel comfortable coming to you and talking to you about my problems, as I feel most of your students do.
You're the perfect model of what a teacher should be. Your class made chemistry, a subject I wasn't very interested in, something that I want to pursue a career in. Thank you for being you and for being not just my teacher, but my friend. Gonna miss you and your hugs so much next year. Much love, Sam Curtis. Mr. North, you're the man. I'm glad we drive the same kind of car and share a middle name. Even having the same middle name, it still took a while for you to get it right on the first guess, but I think hopefully you've got it down by now. You're by far the best teacher I've ever had in my entire school career, and I find it hard to imagine finding a better teacher once I move on to college. I don't think I would make it through a chemistry without your explanations that I can actually understand, and of course the partial credit. If it were possible to take chemistry again, I would do it in a heartbeat. I always enjoy coming to class, and you make the class engaging and fun. Along with being a great teacher, you're a super cool dude. Thanks for giving me not only chemistry advice, but also some life advice along the way. I know I can trust you when I need some life tips. You've had a huge impact on my life and helped me become the person I am today. I will never forget the crazy moments we had in that class, from lighting gas bubbles on fire to watching you box jump onto your desk. I'll definitely miss having your class every day, but I'll make sure to stop by often. And if I find any rubber ducks, I'll drop them off to you. I hope to stay friends even after I graduate. And if I ever end up getting a boat, maybe we can race. Or if I ever see that the Red Hot Chili Peppers are coming to Indy for a concert, I'll make sure to contact you. Thanks for what you have done for me. You're an awesome teacher and friend, Nick Carson. Thanks so much for being such an open and patient person. You've taught me not only how to be a great chemist, but how to even be a better person. You're always smiling and making others laugh, and that's the type of person I strive to be. Thanks for everything you do. You're the best. Jada Moran. P.S. Thanks for understanding Natalie and I's jokes and facial expressions during class. I will for sure keep the pic of the three of us representing our fellow chemists forever. Mr. North, you're one of the best teachers and friends that I've ever had. You somehow made a class as difficult as AP Chem my favorite class to go to every day because of your attitude. You always made us laugh and were very understanding. I and the rest of the seniors will miss you very much. You're the best. Emma Harmon. Mr. North, I know it's been a decent amount of time since I've seen you, but I definitely miss you, and I miss chilling in your room before school. Besides you always trying to mess with my watch. Although I'll never forgive you for stealing half of my Chick-fil-A biscuit, you've had a huge impact on my life. After one semester of college chemistry, I've realized how much I took AP Chem for you and not for chemistry. Your awesome personality and demonstration of elaborate knowledge while being personable is something that is rarely seen in a teacher. I will forever remember how awesome you made chemistry for me. And not only did I remember the fun times, but I somehow passed chemistry first semester. The coolest Ransburg. Hey, Mr. North. Let me just say that these letters are only a small snippet of how much the school appreciates you. And let's say that it is a lot. I just wanted to let you know how much of a positive impact you've had on my life. It may just seem like second nature to you, but a simple smile from you in the hallway can really make my day. Back to sophomore year, chemistry wasn't my favorite subject, but it was definitely my favorite class because you had a way to make it fun and engaging through some of the crazy stories like Dr. Brinkelhoff and the purple monkey block that I still remember today. Your caring nature radiates. Just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate that from you. I'll truly miss you next year, buddy. You're the best. Gabrielle Viduya. Mr. North, wow. For starters, I want to let you know that every time I asked random people in the hallway if they liked you, an obvious understatement, so they could write one of the notes here, everyone's first response to me was, not surprisingly but heartwarmingly, a look of joy, yet defensive discontent saying, I love Mr. North. Not an affirmation of the previous statement, but a correction. I was asked to write you a letter of appreciation, but I believe for this reason I could not bring myself to write a letter of appreciation for you.
Not because I didn't have anything to share and appreciate, because I do, a lot actually. And I tried to write one several times, but it's because every time I tried to write, it felt wrong. I felt like everything I was saying fell short in describing that awesome person you really are. I knew that despite the awesome things you have taught me and the ways you have impacted me, there was more. And there is more. More than this letter full of notes, more than this student body, more than Roncalli High School, many, many more people and communities, and many more ways you have spread your love and influence in this world. Still, I felt like getting as many people as I could in a short period of time to write something for you would be worth the effort and a much better representation of the impact you have had on students. And it was. Within minutes of sharing this document with others, I was getting urgent emails telling me that I forgot to adjust the sharing settings from view document to edit document. Shocker, I know. Nevertheless, within a couple class periods, I had pages of notes filled up and people approaching me in the hallway telling me how much they appreciated this opportunity to share their love for you and partake in the laughs and tears reading others people's notes. Just the mere mentioning of your name brings smiles to people's faces. I want you to know that these little reflections written by students and the word of this document genuinely brought joy to countless people, and that's because of you. To say the least, everyone understands how you are well deserving of all this love, and we just hope that you may keep this in mind and use this as proof and affirmation of the work you put forth towards spreading God's love every day here, inside and out of the classroom.
Getting people to write notes to you was my idea, but this letter was a collaborative effort. I really hope you didn't find out about this document preceding this reading, but if you did, I'm not surprised. Your love for gossip embarrassing kids by asking them what they're working on during class is a classic Beano move. I hope, and in that case, discovering this distraction in your classroom was a nice surprise. You're reminded of how you are a corduroy and sometimes papaya-colored pants pocket full of sunshine. This is Deanna Perez, and I want to let you know that my piece of appreciation, like with many others, is that you are a light in my life through common and not so common high schooler problems. Sophomore year, there were times when I would wake up and didn't want to come to school, a horrible feeling I wasn't used to. But I thank God that I had your class first period to help me forget about the pain and hurt I was experiencing through a difficult time in my life. You made me laugh, and the love and acceptance I saw you share towards others, towards me, was different from what I'd seen before, and it helped me feel better about myself and for the rest of the day. I didn't talk much then because it was first period, and I didn't want to embarrass myself shouting out a wrong answer in class, but you always made me smile, and you often pointed out to class how you thought I was the happiest girl in the world. And at times I was, but at other times I wasn't. And you've always been able to heighten people's moods no matter what, and that was no different for me. I did way better in chemistry than I thought I would, so I thought that was an even greater excuse to take AP Chemistry my junior year, even though some of us know taking both AP US History and AP Chemistry is a death wish. No offense, you and Miss Bone are awesome. To this day, sometimes I question why I took AP Chem my junior year, but immediately I shut down that thought as I think of the awesome experience it was having you as a teacher for a second year. I'll never forget the few days junior year I'd go to school without having gotten any sleep the night before. Time management is not my forte. It's 4:38 a.m. as I write this. And I would just be numb from exhaustion. But your spirit always brought me to laugh and consider sticking to a sleep schedule as you half kidding, half seriously question my work ethic. Sleep is for the weak, I'd say, or where there's a will, there's a way. I'd say, and you would just laugh and shake your head. Other one time too, when I was rushing to get some assignment done during my lunch period, and I ended up not eating my lunch. Someone told you about this, and I nearly started crying when I got to class, sat down, and you handed me food that you and another student gathered and found within the passing period. You look out for your students, and you do your best to educate them and help them get through difficulties of all sorts. I'll never forget when someone asked you what summed up to be your number one phrase for life advice. You look slightly annoyed and aggravated because at this point, you could see that we were trying to distract you from getting through the lesson. But nevertheless, you said something that I learned from you my sophomore year but couldn't sum up into words until you replied to this question saying, "Never be bitter." At that point in junior year, I'd gotten past a lot of pain and hurt I felt sophomore year. But upon hearing this, I held that phrase even closer to my heart. And I've further realized day in and day out since how deep this applies. I see how you were able to be so patient, forgiving, loving, understanding, and happy because of this. You live a joyful, grateful life, and you mentioned how you have thick skin and could not possibly be affected by unkind words someone could say to you. And I believe it. You understand how God dwells within us, and I can tell you do by the respect and love you show for everyone. I strive to come close to exemplifying this unconditional love every day without knowing it. And I'm so grateful to have been asked to write a letter of appreciation for you. Despite how long this is, God knows you've written a series worth of letters or recommendations for students who wanted you to write about the great attributes they held that you saw and made apparent to them. Thank you for making us feel loved and awesome, Mr. North. We just wanted to return the favor. With love, the students of Roncalli. P.S. Thanks for never missing sporting events that you work at. It's always fun seeing you. And I know, hopefully, when I come back to cheer on the students from the stands, I'll get to see one of Roncalli's favorite rebels. Again, thanks.